and Lemon Puppy too. He just turned 16. He got some friends back at home giving him a Rocket League cake and everything. So hopefully he can carry that kind of momentum into this game. He's got a lot of support back at home.
I mean, that's exactly what you want. You're coming in here, the biggest possible stage to be on, and he finally makes it in his first attempt. We are here, Selfless versus Radiance, as Pluto, I get it right for the first time ever, is going to be part of the immediate play, but Halicon needs to try and chase this one down because Miho's trying to take that one over the top. Miho's going to try and keep going for this. He's got space through. Timmy takes over to the side. He's going to take over the top, and a great start almost gets in. Lemon Puppy with the save, and Pluto goes for another shot, but cleared to the side by Halicon, and Lemon Puppy with the eventual clearance. So a scary start for Radiance.
Yeah, back and forth. You see already shot coming in saved by Pluto. God, I have to say it the wrong way, or is it the right way?
It's the right way now.
The wrong way.
Memory's going to try and take that one over, but Timmy, he's got this one up. He's going to take his time for this one touch. Can he get a second one? No, too much contact on that original touch means that he can get saved quite easily by Halicon. That's Memory with the clearance. Lemon Puppy trying to disrupt any defensive plays, but Timmy was not fooled, didn't try and chase that one down. Now him and Miho can go together, but just too early on the shot. And we're seeing here a very interesting tactic from Selfless. They're just trying to outpace Radiance here, trying to overwhelm them. Probably a smart strategy considering this is not a stage Radiance has been on. Maybe you can just overwhelm them and get easy goals that way.
Well, just like you said, Genesis, I don't know how that didn't go in. But with Genesis we normally see as the aggressive team. And despite that, Selfless had offense the entire side of that last match that we saw. And if they're able to take one like Timmy, what a pass back inside coming out. You see Pluto play that downfield and then stay on the wall. Really good decision making, but instead of hitting it on the wall and putting it off that backboard, he decides to let it come down and then pass it inside on the ground. Good decision making coming from Pluto, even though he's coming in as a sub today.
Yeah, and I think that was a team-wide decision as well, considering Timmy was so close to that wall. If he tried to play off the wall, it was always going to bounce way too far back for Timmy to take advantage of. So the whole team coming in strong there as the 1-0 lead has started up. Miho's going to try and make it 2. But Memory, easy save for him, and he takes control immediately afterwards. But every single time Radiance try and get out of their final third, they are immediately tackled. The only way they found out of it so far is just to try and launch it far. And that immediately gives possession back over to Selfless. Memory gets that one over the top. He's going to be forced to play this again, but he's put it into a danger zone. You can't play it in front of your own net, and this is exactly why, because Miho comes in and makes it 2-0.
Without Dapper, they're one who usually is the guy that pops off at any second. Someone needs to step up on this team. If it's going to be anybody, I'm assuming it's Miho. He's so comfortable with those arrows in the air. That's 3 shots that he's put on each time, rolling to make sure he gets that perfect hit.
And we need to make sure here, as we watch, that Radiance is making the right decisions, because that was very clearly the wrong one. You don't pass in front of your own net, especially against a team as lethal as the one they are playing against, as Pluto puts the shot onto target. Lemon Puppy passes that one over, but just gets that one away instead. Is Pluto yet again, puts that one down. Timmy can try and get to it, but Memory is going to put that to Lemon Puppy, and it's just not enough to get into this final area. Still not finding anything through, but Lemon Puppy can get himself up, cleared away. And what are you seeing right now from this Radiance offense? What do they need to do to get past what seems to be, they're getting into the second third, but they can't get it into anywhere dangerous?
It's just a matter of putting more pressure on. They put a shot on and then it's immediately cleared out. They need to find a way that as soon as that ball is being pushed out, like right here, Pluto's about to go up on the wall, Lemon Puppy's shadowing it, clears it back in. That's good decision making. But as soon as that gets touched again, there's no one there ready to follow it back in. But the decision making that they're doing with it, and they're starting to transition just like they need to, they're starting to contest at that midfield. As soon as that ball gets hit, there's someone there waiting for it. If they can keep doing that, it's going to give them opportunities. But good luck, because Selfless is moving fast.
Well, that was certainly their most sustained period of pressure right there. Starting to grow into this match. Pluto gets baited out. Memory can turn it in, and Radiance's first goal of the season is right there.
Unfortunate touch coming out from Selfless. You see Pluto in a tough position, trying to clear that off the backboard. We talk about spider clears, where it pinches off the wall as it hits that wall. Fortunately, it was more of a lofted hit, and because of that, he miscalculates it. It drops straight down in front of the net, and Memory gets his first goal of the RLCS.
Yeah, Radiance going to start growing in confidence because Selfless have not done much to stop them over the last couple of minutes, consistently pressuring them all the way through. Halicon just tries to go through everyone, using the shoulder to pressure that ball through. Now Memory over the top. Has he got any support with him? No, he has not, and Pluto comes in early. Here's Timmy, but he gets beat to it early on by Halicon. And now the long balls come through. Will anyone be baited out? No, very smart play there by Lemon Puppy, but here is pressure being added on by Selfless. Pluto ends up not getting contact, but Timmy is still in the area. Can he get off the backboard? Just leaves it, puts it over to the side. Smart play there by Timmy, but too smart even for his own team.
Really quick play by Selfless still, and a lot of benefits that we talk about teams that do it well, and these are one of the best. Big benefit to playing quick is they control boost. Even though Timmy's up on the wall waiting for a hit off the backboard, he's still able to drop down, steal a boost, but a shot from Lemon Puppy on that far post.
That was not a shot. That was an absolute rocket that came out from Lemon Puppy. Up to the side, caught it with the bumper, right into the bottom right-hand corner. Great shot.
You asked what they needed to do, and that's it. Waiting on the wall already. As soon as that clear starts to come out, he's up there, puts a shot on net, and it's immediately stuffed back in the face.
So we have evened up the game here. 50 seconds remaining, and it is anyone's to take. As Miho tries to get him onto the side, but Lemon Puppy shadowing, and you can just see Lemon Puppy growing in confidence as this game goes along. Not only shadowing, but he seems to be predicting now at this point what the opposing team is going to do. Halicon just trying to be a nuisance. Couldn't quite steal that boost, but Memory comes in for the shot. We can see Lemon Puppy is all the way in the back here, waiting for whatever this attempt is going to be, but he's there first. Timmy puts that one long. Has Mio got any boost to go for it? No, he doesn't, but cleared away by Halicon. As we come towards the end of regulation time, we could be seeing an overtime to start us off in this series. Here comes Timmy, plays that one over to the corner. Lemon Puppy, he's just got to be smarter with this. Who's going to go for it? Oh, a bit of bumping between Lemon Puppy and Halicon, but they're going to get away with it. This might still be dangerous. Halicon was getting bumped by Timmy in the background, and that saves them, and we're entering overtime.
Oh, just like you stated, getting bumped in that back, trying to create something, but this kickoff going in favor of Selfless, easily cleared out by Miho.
Timmy goes for the long clearance, as Lemon Puppy can easily deal with that. Both these teams just trying to go for some boost stabs, get the ball launched long, reposition yourselves into a good position. Especially in overtime, you'll see a lot of teams go much more defensive. Lemon Puppy leaves that one for Memory. As Pluto, that's dangerous from him. Two players from his team had to come out to try and save that one because they did not any response shot to come from Radiance. Lemon Puppy, long clearance from him, too far away from Halicon, and that's going to pass that one straight over to Miho. And the pace, you can sense, is significantly slowing. Timmy, long clearance from that one, and Memory, long clearance from him.
A lot of possession just being thrown away between these two teams, and you can tell, like you said, that defensive style. Nobody wants to give up that free goal, so they're just pushing it down and then hoping that a counterattack will come from it, when in reality they should maintain possession. It looks like Halcyon's going to try and do that here.
Yeah, it's more of a sense of trying to make sure your opponents beat themselves rather than you beat your opponents. And at RLCS, that is unlikely to happen. These are the best teams in North America duking it out. Memory continues to put some pressure on. As Halicon just going to try and launch that one over the top. He's got Miho to respond, but that is cleverly played by Miho. Gets that onto the wall, completely slows down the play. Lemon Puppy is in the air for some reason. I really wish I knew why, but Miho is still on this. As extra pressure coming through, and now Radiance sent two towards that ball. That allows Timmy to come through and finish the game off. One rotational mistake ends the game.
Well, not only that, but you see Pluto not only get the touch, but he gets a demo as well. And Halcyon just gets caught. Like, he needs to jump up and get an aerial, but he's in this weird proponent of, am I going to get bumped by Pluto, or what's going to happen? So his attempt to make a save is just a little too late.
Well, Radiance, welcome to the biggest league possible. What a great start here we saw from both these teams. 2-2 to end us off in regular time, and then a selfless goal right towards the end there. Timmy coming out huge for his team. No defensive saves from him, but comes up huge with 2 goals. Whilst Radiance, they don't look out of place at all here.
No, 50% shooting accuracy, like you said, from Timmy, and you saw that at the start. Selfless plays so very fast, but then as you saw Lemon Puppy start to get comfortable, like, it was scary. It was immediate change. You talked about, what do they need to do? Okay, let's maintain possession. Let's start contesting at the midfield, and as soon as that happened, we saw a complete 180. 2 goals, and we saw a really close contest. Until that one mistake at the end, it was anybody's game.
Yeah, but that's certainly going to be a confidence booster, maybe for both teams here. We're not going to know. Usually game 1 can kind of go either way. Usually find out more about the series when we get into games 2 and 3, which is where we're going to be heading off to next. You've seen one game? What are you thinking so far?
You talked about the feelers of game one. You know, a lot of these times these teams try to play a little bit more conservative, and it actually didn't look like that. Like, these guys realize, and for Selfless, I think they get that benefit too, coming in hot from the first game, is they're just going to come out fully aggressive. And now that Radiance has kind of gotten over that, they have the ability to do the same thing. They have the option to say, okay, this is how they're going to play. How do we adapt to that? What do we want to change with it? And it's a matter of just matching up, because right now Selfless is really taking it to them.
Right, well, here we are for game 2 on Manfield. As we continue, Radiance versus Selfless. First game was incredibly close. Will the second game be just as close and continue what has been a great day of Rocket League so far? As Halcyon gets that one cleared away early on. Mio is going to continue to keep that pressure away from himself. You can just tell after how close that first game was, neither of these teams want to push the boat out too much. As Lemon Puppy now can go for the passing play. He's got Halcyon to his side. Pluto picks up the ball, keeps trying to go for the block. He has actually managed to get it, and that's going to allow his team to continue the pressure. Memory is going to try and go for the block onto that one. He couldn't get it tapped down. But a lot more of these attempted long clears. Halcyon gets over the top, past 2 players. What a great start.
Not willing to make any mistakes here. You see Halcyon, as soon as that ball traps, takes a sight touch with it and then slows it down. Unfortunate contest coming out from that defender. He should have waited, but I understand why he did. He had a teammate that was rotating back behind him, and if he would have just went for it and trusted that his teammate was going to be behind him, it wouldn't have been such a punishment.
A very smart play there from Halcyon as well. Just slowed down the play. We haven't seen many players go so far for individual plays, usually trying to go for these team plays or just launching the ball and following. First real individual play that we've seen come out from either squad. What a great play it was indeed. Timmy tries to get that one over to the side, but Halcyon, the goal scorer, keeps that one away. Now Lemon Puppy with the clearance, but they've got 2 onto the top of the goal, so he tries to follow that one up. Memory needs to be careful here as Halcyon has to bail him out. You can't keep passing that in front of your own net. Pluto is going to get himself back after Miho gets the clearance to the side. And Radiance, this is the first time they've taken the lead throughout this series. How would you expect them to play this as we go forward? Are they going to slow it down, or are they going to try and get that second? You
know, I assume they have a game plan, and a lot of it is just matching the pace. So far, another shot from Timmy. But when it comes down to it, like, they have to play their own game plan. I don't think they can really divert from what they were doing. And a lot of it seems to be reactionary. But as they become more comfortable, if they can really cause this team of Selfless to play on their back foot, they're not comfortable playing slow. You saw, you know, what Halcyon was able to do when he slowed down the pace. If they maintain that, they start to change it up, go for mind games, you know, it's going to make it really difficult for the Selfless team that just wants to go all the time.
Lemon Puppy was sat on that boost pad for a while. Clearly was looking for boost. I do not know if he got it, though. So we could be seeing Lemon Puppy on the goal line with no boost at all. He's got something as he went up for that one. So the fears were not justified. Memory on the goal line. As Pluto gets them demolished. That could be dangerous. Memory has to try and clear that one away quickly, because there was pressure coming in from Timmy, and we're seeing consistent squeezing pressure coming out from Selfless, which ends up getting ruined because off camera, Miho did bump Timmy.
Yeah, a lot of it, like you said, that pressure, it leads to a lot of things. And the biggest one that you mentioned, Lemon Puppy was sitting on that boost forever. And if he's not able to go up for a hit that's coming in so fast, one after another from these guys, eventually it's going to create a problem. There's another boost taking Timmy over Lemon Puppy.
So Selfless taking a lot of boost away. And they can certainly do that if they can continue this pressure. Very much an old school Northern gaming tactic. We don't really see as much from them anymore, but it has been proven effective in the past. Timmy takes the shot, hits the side post, and Miho just stealing more boost. How much has Radiance got left? Memory needs to try and get up. He ended up stop boosting on the side there. Luckily for him, Pluto did not hit the ball at all. But still in this half, Lemon Puppy avoids getting demolished, but he had to jump early, and Memory has to try and clear that one away. Constant pressure coming out.
Well, that was fantastic for Radiance. Not only were they able to handle off that onslaught, but the amount of time that was wasted from that. They're still up by 1.
Yeah, that's really the most important thing, holding on to that lead. And they've proven themselves a defensive team to be reckoned with, but that demolish in the background means Lemon Puppy has to deal with that. Put it off the backboard, and Halicon,
oh, what a doink,
is just over the side, and I love that word, Lola.
I know you do.
Yes, quite. There's more demos coming out. Selfless, brutal in this game. Might as well get some leather spikes onto them as they continue this onslaught. I really wish we could get like some sort of heat map, seeing how long this ball has been in that orange side for, because it has to have been a while at this point.
It's been at least like 3 minutes. It's been a lot. but yet they still hold off. Obviously, the tracker only says that they've had 2 saves, but it's been way more than that. Obviously, they don't always calculate the most accurate on that, but with the amount of shots that these guys are putting on, to be able to hold all that off and then clear it back out too, the only dangerous thing about that for Radiance is eventually a mistake can happen, and if they keep putting them in front of the net like that, as long as Memory and Lemon Puppy keep coming in front and pushing it downfield, they should be okay.
Well, that mistake has not happened for a very long time. Miho hasn't got anything convincing on that, and Helicon couldn't quite turn that one in. After all the pressure Selfless had, they almost gave themselves up a second goal. And Memory and the rest of Radiance only have to hold on for 20 more seconds in what has been the most impressive defensive display I have ever seen in a game of Rocket League. Lemon Puppy going to try and air dribble that one away. More time has been wasted, and one final throw of the dice is available for Selfless. Miho gets that one over to Timmy. Lemon Puppy tries to go for the bump onto him, cannot touch the floor. Memory gets there first. Radiance pick up their first win.
Good decision making as well on that back line. As soon as the ball's played a little bit too far out from Pluto, he moves up, takes it, and just spikes it to the ground. There's too many times that these guys just pack the net, and then those shots come in, and all it takes is one good placed shot on these guys nowadays. They've gotten so accurate, but for him to recognize, like, okay, spacing-wise, I'm here. If I go this way and I boost a little, okay, yeah, I can make it. That quick decision-making is what made them win that game. Too many times were they on defense and still able to hold it off.
That was incredible. Definitely from a viewing perspective, I have never seen a game that heavily in one side of the field without being a complete blowout in terms of goals. Instead, we saw a lot of time spent in one end, and we can see very few shots coming up, but that's actually not too surprising though, because Radiance did such a great job of shutting down the plays before they could even get anywhere dangerous. They only had 1 or 2 attempts where they were cleared and had it into their own sort of goal-scoring area, but they reacted immediately. They were so smart at just keeping the pressure away from anywhere like actual dangerous shots could come towards them.
Well, the big difference too is, like, despite all that defense, like, Selfless and Radiance still had the same amount of shots on that.
Yes.
So you're telling me that I can hold off all these shots, I can make one count, and then I can just force you? That's going to be frustrating for Selfless. To put that much pressure on and still not have it to amount to anything? Like, what do you do then? Like, you saw Pluto, he tried to go for a couple demos, didn't pan out. He tried to play a little more aggressive, still didn't work. So in that kind of circumstance, it's like, okay, what do we do now? And that's where the good teams separate themselves. This Selfless team has to mix it up more than just, okay, let's put a ton of shots on net.
Well, here we are. Game 3, 1 each. And Selfless are going to try to avoid what happened during the last game. That was almost a great start as Pluto tried to just launch himself into the ball to turn that into the net to start themselves off. Timmy gets that, and we're seeing a lot of demos to start us off as Halcyon. It's going to put some pressure on Miho with the eventual clearance away. And it's going to be interesting to see what type of strategy Selfless used to try and come over.
Oh, no.
This Pluto takes the shot, and Lemon Puppy, I'm not going to say he saved that ball, more just landed on the ball.
Stat says it's a save, so we'll go with that.
Well, that's going to be one played off the post and eventually turned in by Miho. Pluto probably won't be too happy they missed that, but he's going to be happy with the goal nonetheless.
Still a lot better than what we saw previously in the last game. Too many times were they going for the direct approach. Benefit of using that backboard and putting the shots in those angles is it draws somebody out of defense. Eventually, they found one in the net. But at the same time, the rest of this team on Radiance, if they keep doing what they're doing, that's a big counterattack opportunity. Like, they sent the house on Selfless.
Well, that's a great passing play there. Completely opens up.
Oh, no!
Halcyon comes in and takes that one away. A great team play followed up by a great save.
Oh, what a match do we have. Wow, I can't believe he saved that.
Can't either. Just launched himself into it. Bounced that one off the post and eventually goes away. Memory, he tried to play that one backwards. Not overly advised as Lemon Puppy clears that one to the side, but the pressure is still on. Selfless will happily settle themselves into a similar game like Game 2 now. If they can keep this into the opposing half, then they will not have much to worry about, but we have seen that they are definitely vulnerable to the counter-attack.
Big thing I'm happy to see about both of these teams is they're not afraid to send that last man back to keep that pressure going, especially on the side of Selfless. Like, usually it's Timmy that comes flying out of nowhere and puts it just back in. And the benefit to that is it allows those other two players like Pluto that are caught up top to rotate back, get some boost, and then bring it back in. They're doing a really good job with that third rotation.
We're seeing a lot of balls now being cut in by Selfless from the side of the field straight towards the middle, looking for that shot, usually coming in from Pluto. So they've definitely got him in a central role at this point in time as Miho is going to try and go for this one. Gets that one just over the top of Halcyon. Timmy now with that clearance over to the side. They happily keep this one over into the orange half now as Pluto goes to try and block that. Lemon Puppy gets that one early as Radiance now have to try and find some sort of way of putting some sustained pressure. We saw them do it in game 1. Lemon Puppy is not in a good position to try and deal with that, but he's kept it just annoying right now for Selfless as they're going to continue to try and clear that one away. Lemon Puppy tried to go for yet another block, but did not quite get it. And now Timmy just taking everyone out with these attempted passing plays. He's going to take another one, this time a shot. Miho not in position to follow that one up, but here's some more passing here. Over to Timmy. Timmy takes his time, but 2 players up, and between them, they get that ball cleared to the side.
Timmy just everywhere. 2 touches to bring it downfield, and then immediately is back in the other corner. Denies a boost, takes it, dribbles it back inside, puts another shot on. The amount of pressure from Timmy alone is freeing up the Selfless team to do whatever they want. A pass coming out, and Pluto just a little too high.
It's like Pluto's got a little ring towards the middle of the field and just say, you stay here, we will get the ball to you, and you take the shot. The unfortunate thing right now is they haven't actually got that many goals from that specific tactic. Pluto's shots haven't really had that much zest towards them so far, and have been easily enough saved. It's Lemon Puppy goes to the side. Halcyon gets that one just over the top, and now over to Memory. What can Memory do? He's going to go for the dribble, gets that one flicked up, but not enough power on that flick. Easily saved, but they are making this quite difficult for themselves, and now Radiance can continue the pressure. Pluto clears that one over to the corner, just looking to take the time, and you can see the rest of his team is now back in defense. That is why you go for those long, lofting clearances, not down the field, just towards the side of the field. Gives yourself some time to get sorted.
Just like you said, it buys time. There's too many times that these guys play it low and into the corner, and you have someone on the opposing team just waiting to put it right back in, and it leads usually to a goal. But for them, they play it high and far, and surprisingly enough, they didn't get punished because of how high they were placing it. There was 2 hits from Timmy and Miho that were right in front of their net. They played them straight up.
Lemon Puppy tried to go for the block onto that one, and Radiance running out of time. They need to get this into the other end of the field. Miho just gets enough contact, like you could see Halcyon ready and waiting for that Memory. He's going to clear that one downfield, looking for the redirect, but Timmy there early on, not wanting any of that play. And now here is defense needed from Radiance. They've shown that they can do it before. Miho tried to go for a demolish in the background, but Halcyon's car too thick to go through. And now Halcyon can take the shot here off the sidewall, tried to predict it off the bounce, couldn't get anything from it though. And now 30 seconds remaining. Pass over to Pluto. Pluto puts that one towards the middle, too much power on that. And Selfless playing that smart, not overcommitting, just leaving the ball to go.
Just like you said, it was a little bit too hard, but even still, their 3rd man rotating around could have been there for the hit, but they're playing it smart. Time management being a big deal here. Why go for a risky shot just because you can get a possible goal out of it? Stay back, make the clear go back in, and give yourselves a chance to clutch out this game.
Radiance use a lot of stuff to go for that, as now that's going to drop to the floor. Okay, that was definitely a bit of a clinch moment there for Selfless to end that game, but they have taken the win.
Yeah, when we talk about slowing it down, those are kind of situations too. Like, he just puts a shot in the middle of the net because it's there. Imagine if he would have trapped that, slowed it down, and then dribbled it. Probably would have had a wide open net. There's decision-making that, obviously in hindsight, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, if you did this, it probably would work because the guy did this. Yes. But in situations like that, a lot of it does come down to those split-second decisions. For him to jump up and try to preemptively make that save and working out, like, 1 goal differences for a lot of these games, it could spell an entirely different series.
Yep, and Memory used a lot of boost to try and go for that last play. He got just a little tap on towards his car, needed to use a lot of it to get over there. He kind of got lucky that the ball came out, and the shot, though, just was not good enough. That is going to be a win for Selfless, although we can see here, both these teams, they're having to really grind out these wins.
Yeah, it hasn't really been anything too easy for either of these teams. Very, very close between both sides. Shots have been pretty equal, but it looks like that game again, Selfless picked up the pace again. A lot of it having to do with Timmy. Like, Timmy is popping off. He is all over the place this series.
Yeah, and what do you think right now of Selfless's attempts to try and put Pluto towards the middle and try and get the pass? And we can see here the shot coming in. What a great save there from Timmy, just to get that one to the side, but just no placement on it. It was right down the middle. And you can kind of feel at times that maybe these teams, they're just happy to be taking shots. They're not really focusing on where the shots can go.
Yeah, and you saw what happened, okay, at the very beginning of the game. The one that gave them that win had to do with the way that they placed the shots, okay? First one was off the backboard, it drew someone out. The next one was on the bottom left, it forced somebody out of that way. And then the 3rd guy rotated in and had a wide open net. So when they start kind of forcing these guys into certain situations, it's going to open up opportunities for them because their pressure isn't the issue. They're always usually someone there to bring it back in.
Well, the most important thing right now is that Selfless can go 2-0 in week 1 as long as they can pick up one more win today, as Lemon Puppy is going to try and be one of those players that does not allow that to happen. Here comes Pluto, gets that one flicked up just over the top. He's going to have to try and chase that one though, because it was a very heavy bit of contact. Timmy's actually passed that one out, but Memory just got a little bit tripped up by Lemon Puppy as he went towards that shot, although shooting from the halfway line, not all that advised.
No, I actually didn't like that shot from Pluto either. There's nobody pressuring him in the midfield, and he just threw it at the net. I don't know if he's doing it simply so he can try to bring someone to make a save. But that should be an easy clear for this Radiance team, and it was.
Well, Pluto, the aforementioned players, got that one over to Miho. As Miho's going to continue this pressure. He's got it past 2. Can he get it past more? It's towards the middle. Great play!
No!
And it hits the crossbar. Oh, boy, somewhere over in Europe, Greasy just sat up and just went, no, that's my job.
Oh, man, that's so rough, too. That pass play was perfect. Back inside to his teammate, and then a shot on net. But Timmy's trying to bring it down into Pluto. Saved again by Radiance.
Just always just about in the way. Radiance, an annoyance to get past, it seems.
It's like their new slogan. Just always somewhat in the way.
Always someone in the way. As now Memory clears that one over to the side. He's going to try and chase this one down. Timmy, though, puts that one up high. Now Miho's going to try and get that one first, but Halcyon beats him towards it. Lemon Puppy just towards the side, and we can see a lack of rotation coming out here. Timmy and Pluto have completely killed that ball over into the corner as Pluto beat towards it. And it seems like we got into yet another game. Both these teams seem to be struggling to put up any sort of team plays together. Just more clearances coming through from both teams and just hoping that something will happen. But now Miho goes by himself. What a flick from him. Puts up to the side. Pluto with the delayed second flick. Puts that one in.
A lot of delays coming out. You see Miho, that slight hesitation forced somebody out of net. And then the ability to beat 2 defenders. He places that up really high with a fantastic flick. Off that backboard allows Pluto to come in. And even though Pluto actually had the aerial miscalculated, he was able to then use that second jump, roll over to the side, and then put it in the net. Good team play. We talked about how too much of it has just been a shot on net, no real team plays formulating. One individual solo play opens up a world of possibilities for the Selfless team.
Yeah, Miho, that flick was so good. It made 2 Radiance players crash into each other and left the net completely open. As Miho now clears that one to the side. That's not overly convincing from Memory, but it's going to allow Halcyon to come in towards this play. Pluto, what on earth sort of flick was that? It's going to be a bicycle hit. Seemed more like a crane just launched that one down the field. Timmy now puts that one towards the net. Who's going to be to that one? Memory goes for the call, takes that one away, but still too many heavy touches coming out. It means that they can't keep this one away from their back end. That's Lemon Puppy, puts that one straight over to Timmy. Timmy goes for the second touch. He's going to put that on net. Great save there from Memory.
Cannot believe he got off for that touch, but the pressure is not over yet. Just kidding. Lemon Puppy's going to get a touch and clear it downfield.
Well, Lemon Puppy's got this right in front of the net, and he's going to get the goal. It was clearly an own goal coming out from Selfless, but it just gave the boost, gave the space, and allowed him to put that straight in front of the net.
Yeah, there was 2 players going for that touch, and Lemon Puppy got his nose out. That big hitbox of the Batmobile, able to inch just a little bit more forward, plays it downfield. But then for him to follow it all the way up, too, like, he just wasn't pressured down that long field. Despite people rotating back in the net, someone needs to meet him up on that corner or something. Otherwise, he's just going to put placement inside.
Great touch there from Lemon Puppy. Over to Halcyon. Halcyon did not get any contact onto the ball, no. And now Radiance have to get themselves back. Timmy. Just a bit too much contact onto now. Pluto's by himself. Pluto did not contact that one, and he allowed the shot to come in. Lemon Puppy has given Radiance the lead.
Just like you said, no one came up to contact that. As soon as that ball is placed back in middle, Pluto's just sitting there shadowing it. He needs to be up to contest because that's very difficult. Either Miho needs to come out of net and jump up and try to make a 50-50 on that and allow Pluto to rotate back behind him, or Pluto's got to jump up. In my circumstance, Miho should be the one. He's going to have a better angle, and it's actually going to be contested from the front rather from the side, in which case Lemon Puppy's going to win that 50-50 anyway.
Well, Miho is going to continue to put pressure on this. They now need to get this goal. Timmy, he's too far underneath that ball, but he's got off the backboard. Shot comes in. Pluto has not had the greatest shooting series of his life. So Lemon Puppy's going to try and go for the clearance away. Radiance have stolen away the lead in very quick fashion. That's a pass over to Timmy. But once again, Radiance so good at challenging early. Miho!
Oh my goodness, Miho
gets the rebound, and we are even again.
Miho read that so early. Look as he comes from off camera if you can. Pluto pops over. But for him to come off, that's before it even hits the backboard. He jumps in And same thing, like these guys are so comfortable in the air to wait and use that second jump. Too many times we see quick aerials where these guys just want to get in the air so fast, but he's saving it to make sure that either A, can put power on it or recorrect his second touch. Really well read by Miho to tie this back up.
Indeed, with 1 minute remaining as well. Selfless, they are a goal away from going 2-0 in week 1. Radiance, their first ever game in the RLCS League play. And they will want to take a big win against Selfless, but they need to get here, and then they need to win a Game 5. As Lemon Puppy takes that one over from a great touch from Memory just to slow down the play. Now, Lemon Puppy over to Halcyon. Oh, they tried to play that one so quickly. Just too quick for themselves, though, but a little bit of a launch there. Timmy, so good at reading these every single time Radiance try and go for a redirect play. Timmy is already in the air, clearing that one away.
Literally no hesitation, like you said, from Timmy. As soon as the ball is up, he's after it. And that just opens up so many opportunities, like we stated, for this team. If you can trust a teammate to go up and make a contest, oh, a soft touch inside, but passed away the opportunity. As Timmy yet again contests in the midfield.
With the clearance, but he's got no one to aim for. Halcyon just gets that one over into the corner. And we are going to be going to overtime, but Timmy's got that one up high. And it's eventually going to come down. I don't think he knows what he wants to do. He just wanted to hit the floor at this point. Just underneath him, the orange players like piranhas.
Dude, it was like a gentleman's agreement. It's like, all right, yeah, just let it hit. We'll let it reset. It's fine. It's fine.
So sudden death overtime here. As Radiance, defensive madhouses from them so far. Halcyon goes for an early shot onto that. Miho is right there, ready and waiting. Can get that one even placed over to Timmy. That's why you do not want to be taking obvious shots towards opponents, because they can even just set up the next play if you do not give them enough to work against. Here comes Halcyon, gets the block onto that one. Lemon Puppy can just play that one to the side. He can feel Miho behind him. And here comes some extra pressure. Memory is up onto that ball right now. And they're eventually going to clear that one away. But here is the pressure from Selfless. We've seen this in so many games. We've also seen it go against them in so many games. What happens here?
A lot of it has to do with that defense as well. Pluto had 2 really good touches down that corner. First one, he played it up on the wall, and then the second one, he was able to get it past a defender that was approaching. But that freed up so much space. But now you see the difference on Radiance. They're starting to apply this pressure to keep it on the other side. But that's a really good decision for Pluto. Slowing it down and then going for the 50-50.
Using the rear end of his car as well. Here he comes yet again, pulling that one up high. You can see that they're going to try and get it off the rebound. Here's Pluto, misses it, comes in from Timmy. And what is the slogan for Radiance? Always someone in the way.
Right, yet again. Just able to stick a nose out and stop these shots despite them being one after another from Selfless.
Well, an extra opportunity is going to come. They've launched that ball high. Going to look to try and follow this. No one pressuring yet again. And Selfless making a bad habit of that, but now they can go for the counterattack. Lemon Puppy is by himself at the back, but Timmy is shadowing him. Lemon Puppy has actually put that one across, but just enough power onto it, and Pluto was too close to the ball to go for a follow-up shot.
Well, you see Timmy actually waiting upfield, waiting for this pass. Can he get the shot? Just barely misses out, a little bit too soft. But the decision-making from the team, Pluto's going to try to sneak it in, and again, just barely in the way.
Lemon Puppy in the way. Halcyon can go for the counter-attack off the side wall. 2 players committed to that one. Memory has to go early because he's got 2 players up on the field who both went for the same shot, and they can now reset. Their rotation shot comes in. Do not go for the own goal at this level, Halcyon. As now Miho gets bumped as he went for that great play there from the Radiance boys.
Hey, you talk about how to stop rotations, that's one way to do it. Take the guy out of the rotation completely.
But here it is, consistent pressure coming in from Selfless. They refuse to go away. They refuse to stop crushing away at this defense until it breaks. Lemon Puppy just goes for the launch, just wanting to relieve pressure for the time being. Pluto and Miho go for the same ball. That's actually going to be dangerous there, but cleared away by Radiance. Just all 3 players from Radiance stuck into that final third. That is not convincing, but no one from Selfless. Maybe Selfless are starting to pull back a little bit now. Just seeing the amount of time that's been in this game, and they know that this is not quite working, but a demo is actually happening in the background. Miho has to clear that one to the side. Pluto had been demoed earlier on in the play.
Well, Miho ended up winning that 50-50, but Lemon Puppy just being a bully. Despite losing that, he bullies the guy off of it, and it completely resets the decision-making for those teams, but a demo coming out from Pluto.
We're getting into the longer form of overtimes at this point. Obviously, we're not anywhere near Mock It versus Flipside, where the crowd just ended up chanting at everyone at that point. But the ball's going to come off the backboard. Timmy puts that one to the side, and yet again, Selfless's inability to hit the target is coming to bite them. And the shot from the other end of the field almost goes coast to coast. but Selfless are still in this matchup as we are going to start approaching 4 minutes of overtime.
Well, as Miho and Pluto are going back, they're going actually for the same boost. It looks like they're starting to use a little much. Conservation of boost doesn't seem to be an issue as these guys have the whole field to work with.
That's going to be bouncing down.
Oh, no!
That is dangerous, and you can't afford to let that ball hit the arc without contesting it. Come straight down in front of the net, and that is a 2-0 week for Selfless.
Just like you said, a missed touch from Lemon Puppy. He read that wrong as it hit that corner, like you said, that arc, and it shoots directly down for Miho, who's approaching. And that seems to be the answer. Miho and Timmy, shout-outs to them. They were literally everywhere on the field just making their presence known.
Yeah, very much was that sort of case. We saw Selfless start off the games trying to go for these teamwork plays, eventually just resorting into, yeah, let's just hit it off the backboard, follow up, see what we can get. You know, sometimes hitting the ball really hard is probably the best strategy in this game.
Well, it worked, and despite it being so frustrating, that game, I think it was game 2 that they dropped to Radiance.